Listen carefully, because the version of you that keeps waiting for easier days is already losing. Pressure is not the enemy. Weakness is. And tonight, we remove it.
Yeah. I walked into this room, carrying exhaustion in my bones, pressure in my chest and enough frustration in my mind to either break completely or become something stronger than pain itself. And somewhere between the heavy breathing, the shaking muscles, and the sound of iron crashing against the floor, I realized transformation only begins after comfort dies. The realization changed everything, because once you stop negotiating with weakness, discipline becomes power. Once you stop asking whether you feel motivated, consistency becomes identity. Once you survive enough brutal sessions, pressure stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like proof that evolution is happening. Now every rep feels personal. Every set feels violent. Every drop of sweat feels like another piece of weakness leaving my system permanently.
More weight, more pressure, more discipline.
Enter war mode! Most people spend years avoiding discomfort and wondering why they never evolved. But evolution was never built through safety. It was built through resistance, repeated long enough to force adaptation. That is why I became addicted to difficult environments. Expose truth, pressure reveals standards. Fatigue reveals discipline. Pain reveals character, and character is what remains when motivation disappears completely. Now I train with the understanding that excuses grow strongest inside comfortable lives. So I keep pressure high, standards violent, and focus locked even when exhaustion tries to slow everything down. Because once
You survive enough hard days, fear loses authority over your movement forever.
people see confidence now, but they never saw the years spent fighting silently against fatigue, distraction, doubt, and weakness every single morning before the world even woke up. They see intensity, but never the isolation required to build it. They see discipline, but never the sacrifices hidden underneath it. That is why weak people call strong standards obsession, because discipline exposes everything comfort protects. But I stopped chasing approval a long time ago. Now I chase growth, now I chase pressure, now I chase transformation.
No comfort,
no hesitation,
no weakness,
survives here.
only discipline, only pressure,
Only war mode.
You want respect? Earn it under pressure. You want strength? Build it through pain.
I stopped believing in motivation the moment I realized motivation disappears. The second life becomes uncomfortable, but discipline survives exhaustion, pressure, isolation, in every brutal morning where the body wants rest while the mission still demands movement. The truth changed the way I train forever, because once you understand that greatness is built through repetition under resistance, every painful session starts feeling valuable instead of unfair. Now I walk into this room understanding exactly what must happen. The weak mentality gets destroyed, excuses lose oxygen, comfort dies slowly under iron, and discipline takes control again. Every heavy rep becomes another lesson in resilience. Every painful breath becomes another reminder that limits are usually mental long before they become physical. Every exhausting set becomes another investment into becoming the kind of man pressure can no longer intimidate.
Stay focused. Stay violent. Stay disciplined. Stay disciplined.
Most people break because they spend their lives protecting comfort instead of training adaptability. But adaptation only happens when pressure becomes heavy enough to expose everything weak inside your system. That is why I stopped running from difficult situations. Difficult situations created every strong part of me. Pressure sharpened my focus, pain increased my tolerance. Consistency hardened my standards, and discipline gave me control over emotions that used to slow me down. Now every workout feels less like exercise and more like preparation for war against limitation itself. Because weakness never disappears permanently, it waits for distraction, hesitation, and comfort to reopen the door. So I keep pressure high, I keep standards rule, I keep discipline alive even when nobody is watching. people admire confidence without understanding the suffering required to build it. They admire strength without respecting the years of sacrifice underneath it. They admire discipline while continuing to protect the habits, destroying their own potential. That is why separation happens. Weak and strong people accept pain as part of growth, while weak people spend their lives avoiding the process entirely. I accepted the process. That is why pressure no longer controls me. More pressure, more discipline, more sacrifice. Blood and discipline built this. Silence creates dangerous people. And I spent too many years training in silence. While everybody else was busy proving themselves to the world, I was proving myself under pressure when nobody could see it. Inside empty gyms late at night, surrounded by exhaustion, iron and enough pain to either destroy discipline completely or turn it into instinct. That is where the real transformation happened. Not through hype, not through attention, through repetition, brutal enough to remove weakness quietly over time. I became addicted to invisible progress, because invisible progress creates shock when results finally arrive. Now I move differently, calmer, colder, more focused. Because once you spend enough years training while nobody believes in you, external validation loses all value and discipline becomes the only language that matters. No noise, no distraction, no weakness. Stay locked in. Most people talk too much because talking feels productive, but pressure taught me silence carries more power when actions become undeniable. That is why I stopped announcing goals, stopped explaining ambition, stopped wasting energy trying to convince people who already surrendered to the comfort. Now every session feels surgical, every movement feels intentional, every rep feels like another layer of control being built over the mind. Because the strongest people are rarely emotional under pressure. They become precise, calculated, focused, dangerous. And dangerous people do not panic when life gets heavy. They adapt faster. There were moments where exhaustion hit hard enough to blur vision, where stress stacked high enough to destroy concentration, where life outside the gym became chaotic enough to justify slowing down completely. But I kept training, because discipline built under perfect conditions means nothing. Real discipline survives storms. That is why pressure no longer changes my direction. Now pressure sharpens it, not pain strengthens it. Now resistance feeds it, and every difficult season only increases the distance between me and average people. Move in silence, train in silence, build in silence, and let pressure reveal the result. There comes a moment where pressure stops feeling heavy and starts feeling necessary. I remember when exhaustion used to control the way I move, when pressure could still cloud focus and every difficult season felt personal. But after enough brutal mornings, enough nights spent training through frustration, enough sessions where the body wanted surrender while the mind demanded more, something inside me changed permanently. Now I understand why we people fear pressure, because pressure reveals truth faster than comfort ever will. It reveals discipline, it reveals standards, it reveals whether your mindset was actually built for war or only built for easy days. That realization became addictive. Now every difficult workout feels like evolution happening in real time. Every painful breath feels like another layer of limitation collapsing under resistance. Every drop of sweat feels like proof that transformation is no longer a goal, it has become my identity. More pressure, more focus, more discipline. Keep ascending. Most people spend years trying to avoid discomfort because they think peace creates strength. But strength was never created through peace. It was created through surviving pressure repeatedly, until pressure itself stopped creating fear. That is why I stopped running from difficult environments. Difficult environments sharpen me, heavy moments focus me, pain discipline me, and repetition rebuilt me stronger every single time life tried to break momentum. Now the gym no longer feels like a place, it feels like transformation itself. The iron, the breathing, the silence, the tension, everything inside this room strips weakness away and replaces it with standing stronger than emotion. That is why I keep coming back, because every brutal session creates another version of me the past would never recognize. There were moments where life outside the gym became chaotic enough to justify quitting completely. Moments where fatigue hit hard enough to make slowing down sound intelligent. But I kept moving because I understood something most people never will. Discipline is strongest exactly where motivation dies. That is the separation. That is the line between people who dream about greatness and people willing to suffer long enough to actually build it. And now after years under pressure, years inside struggle, years sharpening focus while carrying weight heavy enough to expose weakness instantly. I no longer fear difficult days. Difficult days created me. No fear, no weakness, no retreat. Only pressure, only discipline, only ascension.
There is a moment after enough pressure, after enough pain, after enough war, where you stop feeling human limitations and something else takes over.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember who I used to be before the pressure changed me, before discipline rebuilt my mind, before pain stripped weakness out of my system piece by piece until all that remained was focus. Sharpened through years of resistance and standing strong enough to survive anything life placed in front of me. Most people never reach this point because they stop too early. They leave the gym the second exhaustion appears. They slow down the second discomfort becomes real. They retreat the second pressure demands transformation instead of temporary effort. But I stayed through the exhaustion, through the frustration, through the brutal sessions where breathing felt heavy enough to crush thought itself. And somewhere inside that chaos, something awakened. More weight, more pressure, more power, become legend. Now every rep feels larger than muscle. Every set feels larger than training. Every painful breath feels like another layer of humanity collapsing while something stronger rises underneath it. Because after enough discipline, the mind changes. After enough pressure, fear changes. After enough suffering, limits stop looking permanent. Now when exhaustion arrives, I move harder. When pressure rises, I become calmer. When pain appears, I understand transformation has entered the room again. That is why these sessions no longer feel physical. They feel transcendent. Like every drop of sweat is rebuilding identity itself into something stronger, colder, sharper, and impossible to control. Most people spend their lives trying to protect comfort because comfort feels safe. But safety never created legends. Pressure did, sacrifice did, war did. That is why I trained until discipline became instinct, and instinct became power. Now, when I walk into the gym, the energy changes, the atmosphere changes, because pressure no longer weakens me. Pressure amplifies me. Every brutal session unlocks another version of strength I did not know existed. Every hard day increases the distance between me and average people permanently. And now after years under iron, years under pressure, years transforming pain into power, hey, I no longer feel breakable. No limit, no fear, no weakness, only evolution, only